Well, it's that time of year again. It's time to carve pumpkins and get ready to go trick-or-treating. Halloween is just a few days away, and everyone who knows me know that is my most absolute favorite holiday of all. So my family and I, we got into the spirit yesterday by carving a pumpkin, and this was my kids' first time helping to carve a pumpkin. We've taken a break for the last few years because little kids and carving don't really mix very well. So this was the first year they were able to help with it. And I'm going to tell you guys about how we are going to save our pumpkin seeds so we can have our own pumpkins to grow next year. Now you can save the seeds of any pumpkin that you buy in a grocery store. It's best though to use local pumpkins if you can get it, because the more local they are, or if you grew them yourself and you want to save the seeds to grow next year, will typically have less chemicals than the commercial bought ones. So I'm going to show you guys. We already carved our pumpkin yesterday, so I'm going to take off the lid and show you. We hollowed it out. There you go. I had a nice design on the front until the chickens got a hold of it and kind of pecked some of it off. That's the way it goes sometimes. But I took all the seeds out, and I'm going to show you guys. I put them right here in the colander. And typically, you don't have to use all the seeds if you don't want, because each pumpkin is going to have up to 200 seeds or sometimes more. And unless you want 200 pumpkin vines growing in your yard, you don't have to save them all. We are wanting to plant a whole bunch of pumpkins next year for our own pumpkin patch. So I did save as many seeds as I possibly could. So I'm going to show you guys now how to process them and get them ready for planting for next year. Alright, so I took out all the pumpkin seeds. As you can see, there's still pulp and yucky stuff stuck to it. You want to rinse them off. You don't want to leave the pulp on there if you can help it. You want to get as much of it off as you can. And I'm going to wash them off as best as I can, try to get out all the strings, separate all the seeds from the strings if I can. So as you can see, these got pretty clean. They don't have to be 100% perfect, because as the seeds dry, then you'll just be able to pick off the excess little pieces of pulp. So I'm going to go ahead and take these. I'm going to dry them. You can use paper towels for this. I prefer to use things that can be reused. I don't like things that I have to throw away. So I'm going to take that, and here are my seeds. Now you want to get them in an even layer so they dry thoroughly. Now you want to leave these at least for 24 hours. Overnight will work depending on how many seeds that you have. Typically I like to leave it for a full 24 hours. Just give them plenty of time to be nice and dry. So here we go, nice even layer. You don't want them on top of each other. If they're moist when you put them away, then it will make the seeds mold before you can plant them. Or they will actually start germinating in the bag before you're ready to plant them. So let's get these in a nice one layer. All right, that's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to leave these overnight, and we will check them tomorrow morning. All right, so it is now 24 hours later, and the seeds are nice and dry, free of moisture, and are ready to go. Now, depending on where you live, you can go ahead and plant these seeds and grow your pumpkins now. Here in Virginia, we're not going to be able to plant these until springtime, so I'm going to save them for planting season. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use a paper envelope. Now you can get special seed envelopes online or from a seed store for seed saving. I am not that prepared right now, so I'm just going to put it into a paper envelope. You want to make sure you put it in paper, not in plastic, because the pumpkin seeds need to breathe a little bit. Plastic will stifle the air. You'll make sure it's in some paper. A paper bag works just as well. I just happen to have an envelope on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. Now, you want to make sure that you label your envelope with what they are and the date that you put these in here. Pumpkin seeds, if packaged properly, if they are free of moisture and if they are in a place, there you go, without any kind of humidity, they will keep for up to 2 years. Now, of course, ours we're not keeping for that long. We'll plant in the middle of planting season. You do that, put it in here, and just fasten it. I'm going to fasten it with some tape, and there you go. I got labeled what it is, and I put the date on here. Now, like I said, you want to store this somewhere that's free of moisture, because if you have moisture and the water gets in here, then it will cause the seeds to mold before you're ready to plant them, or it will cause them to start germinating before you want them to. All right, so make sure you hit the subscribe button underneath. That way you can stay up to date on all of our homestead videos. Catch you later.